Well, hello everyone. Welcome to FreeThinkers, where we discuss issues trending around the world.
Hi
And
everyone, Happy New Year. This is our first show in 2021.
yeah, first show of the year. And my name is Keen Show, and the little guy over there is Abdel, my little brother from another mother, or big brother.
Well, don't start. First of all, I'm way older than you are, okay? So don't come up with that BS over here, okay? Just
All
because
right,
I look
all right,
young, just because I look young doesn't mean we are age mate. Okay, respect your elders. Respect your
okay,
elders.
all right.
Respect your
So as,
elders.
as you guys can see, me and Abdel, we really agree on issues, and there's some issues we agree on. So that's part of the reason we started this channel. So okay, Abdel, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about the U.S. Capitol riots or the insurgency that happened on January the 6th. Is it January the 6th? It
Yeah, I think it
was.
was January 6th.
Yeah, on Wednesday, January the 6th of 2021. New 2021 started interesting me. Um, this was a group of Trump supporters who actually went into the U.S. Capitol and ransacked it a little bit. So it is, and since then, everybody's been asking, how did that? Why did you? How did we get here? Um, who to blame? I mean, I've been asking who to blame, and a lot of people on the news on on Twitter and other social media have been talking about who to blame, why we here, and the police response to it. So today we're going to discuss each one of those areas, including what will is do we need to does Trump need to be held accountable or responsible for this for the situation that happened. So if you want to talk about a quick recap of what happened, will be on on the 6th of January, we had the U.S. the U.S. The U.S. representative were counting the electoral vote, and they were gonna finalize it so and elect Biden. Trump has been urging his vice president to go against it to for some way delay it. Although Vice Pence does not have any, and Vice President Pence does not have any power to do so. So Trump has been asking him or forcing him publicly and privately to find a way to prevent the vote from going through or happening. So that has been where we were. So on the 6th of January, the president had a rally where a lot of people came, a lot of his supporters came, and he urged them to walk to march to the Capitol, and he mentioned, if this is, I'm quoting, is not going to be word for word. So he mentioned, we will let's show them strength. Let's go share them on. We're going to share some we're not going to share. Let's go show them strength. We're not going to win by showing weakness, and something along those lines. And I guess a few hours later, after that speech, his supporters did walk to the U.S. Capitol, and we all saw now what happened during that time. So why it happened? Why are we here? Why do people strongly feel like um, Trump is being cheated out of the U.S. election, out of the presidency? I guess that's why people are marching, or that's why people march. Is because we've had a president who has a very loose relationship with the truth, and he has been lying to his supporters for the last 4 years, but especially for this thing that happened. This started before, during, and after the election, where he constantly saying that he won the election and there was a massive fraud. Although no, he has not been able to prove any fraud happened. We all saw how he tried to convince the Georgia Secretary of State to find 11,000 votes, or to find a way to discredit some of the votes that were there, or to recount and make him win one way or another. So this is why he constantly be lying. He has been constantly lying about the result, the result of the election, to the point where his supporters actually believe there is something nefarious going on. So
Hmm.
he's the reason why we are here.
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting that it got to that point. I didn't tune into CNN until for like 3 weeks or any news outlet really for about 3 weeks. And then just that day because I was seeing chatter online about the Georgia elections, and the Georgia elections I think happened probably the day before or so,
Yes, but the
and then
result came out the day of
the day that
the riot. Yeah.
the Congress was meeting and all that. So I was like, okay, let me tune in and see what's going on TV. I'm off. Let me just see what's going on. It's been a minute. Then they're talking and counting the electoral votes and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, I see all these people and they're moving closer and closer to the building, and it just starts going crazy. And I don't know what would make people go to that level. Um, but some high level, brainwashing and
Oh,
ideological thinking, or for you to get to the level where you feel like you have to go that far. There are people climbing walls, and you're going against the Capitol Police over there, and you going into the
these are
building.
police. They're fighting the police real hard. One
There
police
are
officer
pictures,
died.
there are pictures of people sitting in Nancy Pelosi's office and taking pictures of email screens. And Abdul, I believe you have a video, don't you?
I have a video. Ooh, wait a minute, let me see. Oh, that is the video of the police. One side police response. That is right before a video of where one lady died. Actually, let me actually try to move it up. Let me see. Let me know if you can see it when I share my screen. Uh, this video. So for a quick information, this video will be the one about uh, event that happened right before the lady that was shot during the riot. This video will show what happened right before she was shot. And then please share and
Are you sharing the screen?
can you see it? That's the lady who got shot.
I can't, I can't see the video. I'm not sure if the other viewers are able to see the video, but I'm not able to see the video.
Oh, you cannot see the video, but you should be part of. All that should be able to see the video. Let me.
Okay.
Then she moved back.
He wants you to go home. I'm recording, and there's so many people. It's just they're gonna push their way up here. Bro, I see people out there get hurt. I don't want to see you get hurt. We will make a path dead ass. That's what I'm saying. We'll make a
You can see the police officer then move away after that person say what they
This
said.
is just crazy.
They barricaded themselves inside. They were scared. All right, so I'm gonna stop it there. I'm gonna stop it right here. I don't want to see where the shot. I don't want to show where they shot the person. So I'm gonna stop it right here.
Yeah, we have a comment from one of our viewers. This is from Kev Mui, and it says, "Yeah, one officer was killed, and another committed suicide after."
After, yes.
So I think it's just a totally bizarre situation. Like
But
you
hold
know,
on, about that video. This is related to the police response. This is one example of how the police were either not prepared or very timid in the response to this. The police officer actually moved out of the way. The people behind that door actually barricaded themselves. They put chairs to block that, and so they were afraid. I mean, I don't want to try to justify anything, but you can see how the police officers, either the police officer outside of the door left and literally step out of the way for the people to do what they wanted to do. I don't know if that's a proper police response. I
well,
mean,
it's definitely not an appropriate police response. But
I,
also, I think they were overwhelmed, and I mean, it's a mob. They're facing a mob, and they're probably like,
hold
"What the
on,
heck?"
about that. That's what I have. I'm questioning. Imagine this was a BLM. So if you imagine the police response when the BLM movement happened, the BLM
Yeah.
march happened, you can notice that when I don't I hate to bring race into things all the time, but if you look at how they responded to the BLM march, you will see they were not timid. Like
True,
you
but
get
it wasn't. But
you
no, it
getting
wasn't true. I mean, I think overall, yes, we're right. We're right about that, because even there was you saw. Did you show the part where the guy was punching the
yes.
glass
He's
over
pushing
the
to
police
right
officer's
the
shoulder?
police officer and
I mean,
nothing
like I said,
happened. Like
I mean,
you do that. You do that in front of a cop and you don't get shot, you don't get nothing. People got shot for less. For less than that.
I
I,
mean,
I don't understand. I'm not asking for the cop.
all I have to say, it must be a privilege to be able to punch over a police officer's shoulder. That
I
that
mean,
that's some
I
kind
don't
of
know.
privilege.
I
That's
mean,
some.
they, if you watch what happened, do you know that they arrest more people during the BLM march during the BLM march compared to the number of people they arrested after the riot during this riot?
Well, security is also okay. Well, and that we could talk about the preparedness too. I think security or police presence is more beefed up for
It
uh,
was.
for Black Lives Matter protests versus in this case, and maybe they were expecting for it to go the way it went. Maybe they were not expecting to get that violent.
Why is that? Why do we think the BLM
I
movement
don't know.
will be more what do you call this thing? Will be more
It could be due.
violent?
It could be due to whiteness. I don't know. It's
I
probably due to
mean, I
whiteness.
don't know how much like I ha,
I mean, we saw
I
they
mean,
were not. They were not. They were not. They were not.
I
Don't ask me why. Like I'm the one that gives the orders. They were not prepared like they would be for other
There were,
protests that were
and
seen.
there were police officers who were taking pictures with some of the rioters. I mean, there was
And Blue Lives Matter now.
Blue Lives. See, that's another thing. I haven't been seeing a lot of the posts about Blue Lives Matter or the outrage or the fact that people died or the cop or two cops one cop died as a result of his injury from the location, and some of them, a lot of them were injured. I haven't seen a lot of people supporting the police officers and say, "Hey, this is absolutely wrong. This is absolutely wrong. All of these people need to go to jail forever." They did not like. I've been seeing like I don't know. It is interesting. Well, it is interesting to say the least. And I pray for the cops who were working that day. It was not easy for them. And I hope people can see that there is two different Americas, two different Americas. One for um, black people protesting for their lives, and one for um, non-black people who just want to have their president. I mean, it's just different. But I mean, we know the police response was very timid, to say the least. This time,
I mean, the response was not a response. I think they were reacting. They
there was,
were reacting and it seemed all over the place, and it looked like no one was really in control. And I don't know. Maybe they didn't feel like the people protesting were a threat. Maybe they
I
didn't
don't
feel like
know.
they were a threat. Maybe they didn't think it would get that. I mean, this is not the first time Trump protesters have been to Washington D.C. either. I mean, they always say they're doing that million man. This was actually a million. It looked like a million man march compared to all the other times that they always said they're gonna have a million man march on D.C. This was a lot of people. This was crazy. Um, I was actually impressed by the crowd.
And
But
the thing is, a lot of people were not really. They were not afraid. They were not afraid to hide. They didn't. They were not hiding their faces. They were doing. They were giving.
this is their country now. What are they going to be afraid of? How can they be afraid in their own country?
I guess that's true. I ain't gonna complain about that. True, true, true.
They're not in Afghanistan. Why would they be afraid? You know, this is their
So,
country.
but after all this happened, though, do you think we should hold Trump should be held accountable? Because I'm blaming him for the violence. I'm thinking he's the culprit, the one who caused all this from happen. So do you think he should be held accountable? What I'm saying is, do you think he should be impeached?
If they're trying to impeach him in the how many days is left? What's the date? Today's the 10th.
Yeah. So
By
we
the
only have
20th, we'll have another president. So if they're trying to impeach him within 10 days, eh, I don't know how effective that would be, or if it's even possible if they have enough votes, or if this is something that we won't get past the House, just like last time when they impeached him and only the House did, and then you know the articles of whatever have to be transferred over to the Senate. And do we have time for all that? The last time they tried to impeach him, it took probably over a month. So I don't
really.
know if they have enough signatures to do it. I don't know what the how. I mean, you would think there's several things that he probably could have been impeached for. He's going out the door. Is it worth it? Hey, some people say, oh, maybe it might prevent him from running for office in the future. That might be a good thing. Like, okay, he probably don't get to run for office.
But
I
my
don't know.
issue is, I think it will be. I think it's divisive. It's divisive. I don't know.
There have been so many things that's already been divisive. I think it's this part of the division. Like as we have argued many times off camera. I think beyond Trump being probably directly responsible or for inciting what happened on the 6th of January, I think part of the division in the country is what has led us to this point where people cannot see eye to eye or even have conversations about politics, or where we argue about whether 2 plus 2 equals 4. To some people, 2 plus 2 equals 5, and
Yeah,
we're not
I
able to.
yeah. When people are
We're not
saying,
able to. There's like, how do we move beyond this? Because we go as far as okay, Trump is blocked on Twitter, so there's like millions of people
"Oh, you know
who've been
what? I
shut out.
talk about that." So
Huh?
what do you think about that? Do you think it makes sense?
I don't know. Some people say that that Twitter didn't necessarily follow their rules. That Trump wasn't necessarily in violation of any of the Twitter rules. Some people say yes, he did incite the crowd to violence. So, but I think there have been so many other tweets that are just have been outrageous from Trump that that incite people to all kinds of things.
But we have to see though. I personally, first of all, we have to agree that Twitter is is a private company. Facebook private company. They can do whatever they want with the platform. I don't think it should
Yes,
be.
but it's almost like these people. You've said and you were saying that earlier that they're private companies, but these are like private public companies. I
No
mean,
matter.
social media is like, yes, they're private companies, but social media is, like Twitter, for instance, has been like the main communication method for Trump since the beginning of his presidency. Probably before that as well, but it's been his main communication tool.
Again,
So it's like someone blocking his number or something, but you blocked his number from everybody. So now
again,
like I said, it's a slippery slope. That's all I would say, because in one sense, okay, you're trying to, I guess, censor someone, but in another sense, it's like you're.
So before we go to censor, Twitter, Facebook, and whatever else, they are private companies. They can do whatever they want with their platform.
Yes, but it's just sensitive. Yes, Twitter they could do whatever they want, but you can't just do whatever you want with every. Why are we talking about it then? If they could, I mean, I've
Oh,
had
I mean,
emails that I've had emails that have been locked out by Google because maybe they say I don't even know. like I have a certain email for one of my dance stuff that I do, and it's like I've not been able to get back into the email because they keep saying something happened with the email, but I don't even understand what they're trying to say. But they won't give me the email back. Of course they could do it, but no one cares. No one cares. No one. This is the first time I even telling someone that I can't access my email anymore.
So again, so if you agree on that, they can do whatever they want. Now, should
No,
they?
I don't agree. No, because they still have rules that they're
Create
that they're
themselves.
governed by.
They,
They get called in front of Senate committees all the time. They have to come ask questions. Mark Zuckerberg. They still have rules that they have to follow. So it's not like they can just do whatever they want.
government
That's
is
not true. They
the
still,
government.
for instance, his even if they block them, his data is still his data. Whatever data he has on there is still his data. It's still his own intellectual property or whatever.
No, I don't think so.
It is. It is. It's still his data. Although they have, I know they have the different licensing agreements or whatever. Whatever they always make us hit agree, and continue when we
No,
sign up for their accounts.
no,
So it's
whatever.
complicated. It's complicated. I mean, you talk about
It's not
the
complicated. It's
Twitter
the
account of
do whatever they want.
the most powerful office in the world. So
No,
it's complicated.
so that is where the issue is. Now, the fact that he's the president of the United States is where the issue is. But for Twitter or whoever saying they don't want someone on the platform, I don't see why that is a problem.
I think, like I said, I think if just like you were saying, things are divisive. I think that's kind of divisive. Is I mean, so it's like you're doing so much so late. Like, is this the time to like?
Well,
I,
they didn't
when it
notice.
was when it's spreading fake news about the election, how come it wasn't banned then? None of that violated any of their rules of engagement.
The thing though, they did not know that it can lead to the violence that it led to. They didn't
And
know
that's
because
they didn't know that. And I bet you the cap. That's what I was telling you about the cap. So I said about the Capitol Police earlier. They probably did not look at the
that
protesters and
is
think
no.
it could
So
lead to what it led to. I don't
you
think any
know,
of us, even us sitting at home,
it
I
was
didn't think it could be.
it was never hidden that the Proud Boys or other right wing group wanted to come and do whatever they wanted to do. That was never hidden.
Mm.
They never it wasn't hidden. And it was not something new. So they I wanted to say that I would like to say I think they decided to ignore it because they didn't think it was major.
Mm.
And BLM has been very I mean compared to them, BLM has still the same thing. BLM they were ready for BLM.
Yeah.
So why not they're not ready for
I just think it was a wild day in the United States. Like it was completely wild. I'm glad I turned on my TV.
I
Like
don't remember I don't remember
usually I
doing
just
that.
watch HGTV. I just watch HGTV or the Food Network. But that day, I'm glad I saw that live and I was off because I'll be able to tell my
I don't know.
children.
I think I was home that day. I wasn't working that day. Well, I was working from home or something, and then I was ignoring the messages in the group because I didn't want to get upset. And
Oh yeah, I remember.
then
I remember.
then I started responding. But
Yeah,
honestly, I think Trump is responsible. I don't think he should be impeached because I think it's too divisive. The whole point of us electing Biden is for the country to be able to get together and stop all this division. And I believe if we continue in this same line, although if we continue in this same line, I believe it will keep the country divided, which is not where we want to be. So on
I
that,
think I think it. I'll say my final thoughts. I think if they have anything concrete that they think they could impeach him on, go ahead. Hey, whatever. If you could do it in this 10 days, because I mean, for instance, people that broke or damaged property, the federal building, the Capitol, or looted stuff, or they're going after them right now. So
right,
you
those
can't,
days,
you can't say we're not going to go after them because it's going to be divisive. So if someone actually did, if I did something wrong 5 years ago, someone could still come for me. They could still come for me about it.
those people who went to the capital or the U.S. Capitol and did whatever, they need to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. They should not be they, and I even think they should go further and attach the death of the police officer and the death of the lady to the crime. If that's possible, I'm not a lawyer, I can't speak on that. But yes, if that's
Yeah,
possible, go further than that. But if
but you
we
know, I guess there's always going to be. I think you and I we have our differences on what we think is divisive or not, because
no, but
like
going for Trump.
Twitter banning him completely. I think that's divisive.
So, but that Twitter is a
I think
private.
that's divisive. That's
Twitter is a private entity.
that's like all his followers. You just banned him.
Yeah,
You
but Twitter
banned
is
him
a
from
private entity.
sharing.
They can do whatever. Twitter is a private entity. They can do whatever they want.
They can't do whatever they want. They're still bound by laws. They're still bound by the Constitution of the United States.
Which
They can't just do whatever they want. No, you keep saying I'm not saying I'm disagreeing with you on this point, but when you say they can do whatever they want, no, it's not true.
Trump,
They're still
Trump,
bound by certain laws and regulations.
Trump can go use other services. I think there's probably there's other dark
But
web.
he says he's already in talks. Didn't he say he's already in talks with some other services or something like that?
He
I
can
think
go
I
do
said
that.
something.
He can even join TikTok. He can even join TikTok and continue wherever
He's
he
going to
wanted
go
to.
to Alibaba
What you said?
or Jazz. He's going to go to Jazz.
Yeah, no, he cannot go to Jazz. We don't want him on Jazz. No, we don't want him. We don't want him on Jazz. I will literally ban him myself. No, no, we don't. We don't.
Just so you know, for those of you viewing, my friend over here started a new app. It's called Jazz, and it's for
It's,
selling products in
it is
West Africa.
mainly in West Africa.
Yeah, it's mainly West Africa, but just give it big ups to my brother over here making big moves.
Hopefully. We already had about 200 downloads since we launched, which is December the 30th. We're gonna continue promoting the app. Hopefully, the goal is to be the number one app used in West Africa in general, including the English and non-English part. So we'll see.
If
Today's
you want
app
to
is
spell the app for those I'll put it in the description. But if you want to just spell the app for them, so if anyone wants to check it out,
AAZE. It's downloadable on Android. We don't have the iOS version yet. Basically, all it allows you to be able to sell and buy, very similar to Let Go or Offer
offer
Up.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. It's easy to use, simple. You can download and see how it works. Let us know. You can either send us a feedback through the messages.
Cool.
Also, you can find our Facebook page, DayzApp.com. By searching DayzApp, you should be able to find us.
Awesome. Well, Abdel, thank you for coming out today.
Oh no, thank you. But hold on. Final thought. Final thought. Trump. I don't think Trump should be impeached. I think we should let it be. I am okay with Twitter or all the other network banning him because I believe this is a personal opinion. I think he is divisive. His speech in some cases can be hate speech, and he definitely incited the violence. And based on that, I think is it makes sense to keep the country safe for the betterment of this country, at least until past January 20th. We need him to be able to not be able to tweet or do unnecessary harm. Yes. So take it away.
All right, that's all we have for tonight on the FreeThinkers channel. Thank you for watching this. Please leave a comment down below. Like this video if you do, dislike it if you don't, and share,
And share.
share, and subscribe.
Do better.
And if we were looking for different topics to discuss, so if you have any ideas of what or anything you want us to discuss, please drop it in the description, and we'll get to it.
And next time
All right.
we'll make sure we have our third host. Is it Idiakosa? He wasn't available today, right?
Yeah, he's a guest. He's a guest appearance. He's not a host. He's a guest appearance.
Okay. No worries. So happy New Year. Have a nice one, everyone.
All right. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you. Keep thinking freely.